So I'm about ready to fill out this piece of paper here now, Mr. President. So I talked to my friend, and is as I said. He doesn't want to be dragged in this scenario. It's too much stress for him. He doesn't think that he could take it physically. And like I told you, he said he works so hard that he hits the ground. So what I'm going to put on that form, and I had my friend's permission, in case your NSA was spying on my legal conversations when they shouldn't have been, but I had his permission to at least mention what was going on with my friend. So I don't know if I put his name in my original position, but if I do, I may have to submit it redacted, out of respect for my friend, his name in there. But he did say I can mention him. He just doesn't want me to name him. And I said, hey, on this form here, it says that if you make any kind of false statements or whatnot, government can prosecute you, send you to jail, fine you, whatever. And I said, so I'm gonna make sure that I'm not in that kind of position. I'm gonna fill this out. I'm gonna tell my truth, and I've got the evidence supporting my truth. And I said, so I'm gonna say here my experience, kind of what happened here, what occurred between you and I, but I won't name you. I won't name you. How about that? I said, okay. So if the government tries to come back and try to, what I would call selective prosecution or persecution of some kind, say, oh, this isn't true because now your friend's gone, now he can't support you, is what I'm thinking. So I said, if they try to do something like that, are you going to stand up for me? Are you going to say what experience we shared together and what we saw together in regard to, the White House, showing up and, our traffic both going through the same offices at the same time, the same routes, FBI, he sees the facts. We've got the facts. It's kind of hard to believe that our government would do something about it, but we both saw where our traffic was going, Mr. President, through the White House. We both saw it. Okay, I've got the facts. I've got the data. I'm not fooled. My friend cannot take this kind of disturbance. I can barely take it. I've been through some shit, Mr. President. Okay? That's why I can take it. I'm losing my mind a bit. I have been. That's what this form is for, Mr. President. So, he said that if the federal government tries to accuse me of saying, no, your friend wasn't involved, no, your friend hasn't had anything to do with that, no, not true. My friend has everything to do with this scenario. He said that if that happens, he's going to stand up for me. I don't want anybody calling my friend and threatening him or trying anything nefarious. I'm going to fill this document out, and I'm posting this here for my safety, because there's all kinds of scary warnings here. It says, we will freaking get you if you lie. Okay? So I'm not lying. I'm letting you know, Mr. President, that I'm telling my truth. I've been telling you the truth. I sent you the truth. If I was in trouble, I'd be in trouble already for saying that truth. I'm not in trouble, Mr. President, because I'm not lying, because everybody else sees it too. And we're a bit tired of it. And we just can't allow it, sir. So, before the situation gets any further out of control, I'm going to fill out this form. I'm going to put out my request for redress. I've received personal damages, but I do want to include Edward Snowden in this, and I'm requesting a presidential pardon. If you do that, I'd like to split my portion with him. Or maybe if the government is honorable enough, they could set aside a separate amount of redress for Edward Snowden. The government is not obligated to grant that portion of my petition for redress. But the government is obligated to acknowledge my petition and to respond. And once I have sent it in, you can't tell me, especially after what's been in the news, Mr. President, and my pinned tweet there, you cannot tell me that the facts are not true. So I'm going to be submitting a comfortable negotiable range for redress. You have a good morning, Mr. President.